Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to the show. Got a good show for you today. Got a damn good show. All right, Culver's copycat recipe on YouTube. Culver's Butter Burger is the first one up. I'll give some people some time to come on in. Outside of that, we got some sandwiches, some pizza, and some pasta. Lots of videos to do today. All right. All right. Let's get into this. The Culver's
Be cooking up by
copycat recipe.
request the double deluxe bacon cheeseburger from Culver's. Let's get going. So over the years, even when I was doing burgers on Ballistic Barbecue, I was getting requests for Culver's Butterburger. When I think of a Butterburger, I always go to Solly's. I'm thinking of Solly's Butterburger, where they're putting a freaking slab of butter on the cheeseburger right as soon as it comes off the griddle, and it's melting into a puddle on the plate that you can dip your burger in. Culver's is a lot more reserved than that, as you'll see, but they're kind of going off the same mindset that In-N-Out has. Fresh local ingredients, and even the most simple burgers, when the ingredients are really good, fresh, they taste great. 1984, Craig Culver with his wife Lee, his mom and dad, they opened up the first restaurant. Fast forward to 2025, they have over 1,000 locations now, 26 states, and it's mainly like Midwest down into the southern states. We don't have them here. Maybe one day we will, but let's cook. Running that griddle at medium-high heat. I have this on low just to keep my melted butter melted. I am adding bacon to this, so I'm going to kick this off with 2 strips of bacon. I have here 2 pucks of 80/20 ground chuck here. Each one of these pucks.
Undertaker has a new internet or a new YouTube channel.
Is 2.75 ounces of, again, 80/20.
All right.
Bacon looks great. These are smash burgers, but they don't go all the way down. They don't go full smash.
Okay.
Salt and pepper.
I do like griddles.
So here's the bun I'm using. Culver's butters the top crown. They don't butter this, the bottom, but they do toast both. Just gonna lay some butter down. They use a butter wheel. I have a butter wheel, but I didn't want to use a butter wheel for just one burger. Done it in the past, I just don't want to deal with cleaning it up.
I think you can flip the damn burgers.
Nice. There we go. Bottom bun, go some mayo down. Get these off to the cool side here. Now this bottom bun I'm laying down 2
Aren't you gonna
chips
melt
of
some
pickles,
cheese? Little cheese?
2 red onion rings,
Little cheese!
some shredded lettuce.
For God's sake, some cheese! For the love
Beautiful
of
sliced
God,
tomato.
cheese!
I'll add
Flip them
American
over
cheese
now.
to each patty. On the what's going to be the bottom patty, crisscross the bacon.
It isn't even melted! Oh, shit. What the hell? What the hell did I do? Oh, whatever. I don't give a fuck. Let's go over to smoking and grilling with AB. Biscuits and gravy.
We in full feast mode. Think about this. We got family members coming over. You know what I mean? It's the holidays. You know, people coming to eat. You're going to have something to serve. So why not just serve them up some biscuits and gravy, right? But this time we're going to do it a little bit different. We're going to call this a sausage, biscuit, and gravy casserole. And did I mention gravy? Let's get it. All right, so look, right off the rip, right? We're going to go ahead and hit bake because we got to preheat. We're going to do the standard 350, hit start. Then we finna go over these ingredients. We finna get right, you know, through this. I could have made my own biscuits, but I didn't. You see right here? Look, I got my own, you know, biscuits.
Hello, this is
Go
Chef.
ahead and use these. If you want to, you can make them, but it's about like the morning of, and when you got your family members there, like still making something, you know, that's over the top, super good, you know what I mean? Time consuming. And, you know, I guess wouldn't nothing be as cheap as making them yourself. But anyway, this is what I'm gonna be using, right? So with this, right?
You know, normally I'm a fan of making it yourself, but unless you want to tack on another hour to make the fucking biscuits, just buy a can of biscuits. They're fine. They're delicious.
Here, don't forget all of the ingredients that you see right here with the measurements is on my website, smokingandgrillingwithab.com, and that's WITAB.com, right? Now, this right here, I want to show you, this is my mild Italian sausage, which is right here, and then over here we got hot. It's up to you. I just got both of these so I can show you. You can go either or, you know what I mean? But I'm gonna go ahead and do it spicy. Everybody wants something to get that morning started right. That'll do it right there. So I'm gonna remove these, right? And then we're gonna talk about the cherry wood, you know, bacon. I like the thick cut, you know, these slices right here. And
I like super thick cut bacon. The thicker, the better.
when they thick, they render a lot of fat. A lot of that fat goes back into the
But I typically bake my bacon. I very rarely fry it because I think the oven gives a much better product. That's just my opinion.
meal. And I got it.
But for me, I like I put it on a sheet pan, little parchment paper for easy cleanup. Lay out bacon, pop it in a 300-degree oven. Takes about 45 minutes. It's just it's probably worse for you because it gets oh God, it gets like incredibly soft, but a lot of the fat I think doesn't render out, so it's probably not as good for your ticker.
ain't the like most healthiest thing, but I promise you it is good. Then we got cheese. Hey, I'm not finna
And I take that back. When I chop up bacon and make basically bacon bits or whatever, then I'll use a frying pan.
go all of that you guys see. Check me out on the website. Now, let's go ahead and cook. All right. Now, I got my bacon out, right? And you know, when I talk about the thickness of it, look at this right here. I just, look at that. They nice and
Yep,
hearty.
That's about what I like for bacon.
Now, a little bit of a pro tip. If you put them in here and they not quite as hot, you're starting to warm up. They
In
don't
fact, I'll have to show my go-to bacon brand in a short.
wrinkle up as much. If you guys
But I think it might be a local brand, so I almost hate showing it, but fuck it.
didn't know that. So you can actually put these in here and then bring the heat on underneath them. And if you'll get a better looking bacon, that's all. It doesn't change nothing else. Just the look. All right, so look, now I'm gonna put my splatter guard on here. You hear it starting to ramp up.
For whatever reason, I think this guy could drink me under the table.
So I'm gonna put this on here. Why? Because it, you know, I'm the one that wipe all these counters and all of that. So it just contains everything in here. Splatter guard. And then if you see these right here, if you guys ever wanted to know what these are for, if I turn this over and put it on a table, now it became a cooler rack. All right. We got that there. Let's make a little...
Yeah, if you don't want shit all over your fucking counter, get some splatter guards.
Room over here, because we got to do a little prep work. All right, I'll just move these over there. I'm going to go ahead and bring my Italian sausage. But don't forget, I went with the version of just going spicy. All right, we'll just get this open, and I'm going to wait. I'll show you guys. Yeah, you know what? I'm going to try to tell you, if you follow the way I'm doing it, it'll just work out for you, perfectly. This is going to be the next item I do after I get through with this, once I get through with the bacon, right? So now let's just go ahead. Meanwhile, while that's cooking, let me cut this up. Now we're finna dice down these bell peppers. All right, so we'll start dicing these down. This is about the last of it, And I wanted to say this part too. Remember, size matters on this, right? The smaller for flavor.
That's what she said. I'm gonna get the death penalty for that joke.
The larger dice, more like a chop. That's for, a texture, right? These right here, I just save them. When I got enough of these, because I'm cooking every day, then I go ahead and use this. Now, pay attention over here.
Maybe I'll have to look into that. I always just throw them away.
Here we go. Let me grab my tools. Boom, let's start looking at the bottom of these. I'm gonna reposition that one. That's why I'm sticking it over there like that. This one over here. Like this.
Yeah, you see, this is why I don't generally fry my bacon. I think the oven does a much better job uniformly cooking it. Again, that's just me.
Look at the fat inside of here. Now you guys got why I'm talking about what I'm doing. All right? Just nice, slow. See, they're not all beat up and all crunchy, shriveled up. Just like that. Put this over the top. We'll let that continue to cook. Now, let's get our onion together. All right, look, my bacon is done to my liking right now. Let me go ahead and move my screen. Let me come back. You can see things nice and hot, right? I'm just gonna put these on here. Everybody know, put them on a rack, paper towel, paper lined paper plate. I use paper plate, folks. You don't believe me? Look. Okay, so I don't know if you guys can see, it's got like a
nothing wrong with paper plates. I mean, especially if you want to save time on cleanup.
Puff of smoke coming over there. It's kind of hot, so I'm gonna let that cool. I might take out just a little bit, but I'm gonna use some of this bacon grease right here. Look, and we're gonna go ahead and put this on top of that. Now you guys see how we build a flavor. Meanwhile, that's got to cool just a little bit. I'm gonna go ahead and take this. Now we want to get ourselves.
Okay, I'm sorry, but if you have a food processor, it comes with a shredder attachment. I don't know why people don't use it.
1 cup, right? Not 2 cups, not 3, not a cup and a half. Trust me, folks, I done already overdone it and all that kind of stuff, trying to make it, make it pop for the video and all of that. 1 cup of, shredded cheese. And then look at the size that I'm using. When it's small like this, it melts so much better. Now,
I just don't get why. I mean, I use it all the time. I just don't get why people don't use it.
Thing like me, listen, you got to have a guide. That's why I have this right here. Let me go ahead and clean.
And paper plates are fantastic when you have the entire clan over.
This out.
I mean, I love my family, but I don't want to clean up the fucking dinner plates after them.
This is from me washing my...
Oh, it's Thanksgiving. We should bust out the good shit. Nah, fuck it. We're eating on paper plates. I want to save one big-ass step.
This is just a little wet, right? We'll just stick that right there. Now I'm going to pull this up. You guys can look at this. Let me get the angel trumpets going. There we go. Nothing like having shredded cheese, fresh shredded cheese. Anyway, now we only need 1 cup. So that means if I stick this in here like that, and if I was to pack it, that'll work for me. Then I got a little extra. I have to do that, folks. Other than that, I'll shred too much. You know what I mean? Then I'm gonna try to put it all in there because everybody say the more cheese, the better. But I beg to differ. Sometimes you put too much in there and it becomes just blah. But right now, we're gonna do it just like that. And I'm gonna set this over here. And I got everything just about prepped. Now, I'm gonna go ahead and put a fire underneath the bottom of this again. You know what? Let me wait. You know what? I did say I want to reduce that right now so you guys can see. Remember, I use that thick cut bacon. Look at that. So let me go ahead and bring this into play. It's like I almost forgot. Like, when you make it this as often as I do, So easy. I'm right-handed, you guys. You know, you can look down there. You can see. I'm just gonna give it just a little bit. We just want a little bit in there like that. That's about all you need, right? You can see the impurities right there. Now I'm gonna be honest with you. My grandma would never ever did this step right here. She'd take it, no matter what was in there, boom, you put it in there. My grandma said that's where all the flavor was. I can't
Well, unfortunately, it's also carrying where all the fucking bacteria is.
make it fast enough.
No disrespect to your grandma.
I use it. Remember, it's the holiday. I'm making all these videos. This be the base for just about everything that I do, unless I know somebody say they don't like, you know, bacon fat or they looking for a special dish. A lot of times,
Who the fuck doesn't like bacon fat? What godless heathens are these?
when you guys see me making something too, this be for people on the outside. I just say, let me just make a video doing it. All right. So we got that going. We got a fire underneath the bottom of that. We starting to reheat this. Next, we're finna go ahead and take this. Let's just see, are we ready? Let's see. No, we're not ready yet. I'll just wait a minute. All right, so we're just gonna go ahead and get these going.
Okay, how can this guy do the one-handed crack and not hold his fingers properly when chopping shit?
You know what I mean? I just crack all of these in here. Make sure I don't get no eggshells in it. All right, I can see it's ready now. Right, now we go ahead and drop this in here, and if you don't believe me, look at that. You really finna hear in just 1 second though.
Couldn't see it. Your
I can look at
cameraman,
the heat.
whoever the hell it is, or camera lady.
There you go. You see that right there?
Don't want to be sexist.
I'm not gonna bother or nothing like that. I'm gonna just leave it there, let it form, and let it fry, right? We like shallow fry in the bottom of it or the top, whichever one you want to say, so it'll get a little bit of a crust. Now we come back over here and we finish what we started. Now here's where we take our biscuits, right? And we're gonna do a little trick to them. I'm trying to feel right here. You know what I mean? It's supposed to have a little tear part. Let me go ahead and get this started. Right, go ahead. How many y'all? Oh, there you go. I couldn't even get it out. Remember when this
I'm a little more susceptible to rage myself and would have just beaten the shit out of it.
used to scare us when we were younger? It's almost like that old school Jack in the Box toy. You remember that? Doot, doot, doot. You never knew when it was gonna pop, right?
Oh my God, when I was a kid, a small child, my sister was scared shitless of Jack in the Boxes. I think one of the grandparents got each one of us. She was terrified of that fucking thing. And of course, being the loving brother that I am, I fucking scared the shit out of her every chance I got.
So I'm gonna separate these. These come in the pack
She's younger than me, so she'll finally get revenge in probably my diaper years or something and have put me in the most abusive nursing home on the planet.
of 8. So you guys just pick up one of these. I went with my local brand. You know what I mean? These are just as good. All right, now you want to take your casserole dish and
I gotta have a slight disagreement with AB here. I splurge on the Pillsbury ones. They are actually a better product.
just spray it with some non-stick spray.
And honestly, the difference, unless the store-bought ones are on sale, the difference in price isn't that much. At least in my area. I can't speak for the rest of the fucking country.
Just trying to get rid of my Pam, that's all. You guys, you know I like using that spray, olive oil. Take that back. I like using that spray, you know, avocado oil. Now I'm gonna just set this over here like that. Now, since we come across here, I got my meat masher. Let's go ahead. Now let's do this. Now, you want to talk about forming a crust? You see it right there? That right there is what brings that flavor to it, right? You see all of that? It renders down its own fat anyway, because don't forget, this is pork, right? You're not gonna break it all the way down until it starts to cook a little bit better than this. So I just want to get it all maximized, you know, the coverage. Let every piece of this, you know, pick up some of that bacon grease. Now, don't forget, that's pork on pork crime, right? But trust me, it's good. We could have did, for those of you guys that don't do pork, you know what I mean? They got some good beef options out there for your bacon. We could have went with that, let that render down, whatever it was gonna render down, right? That way we could have used like 80-20, you know, just to get everybody into the game. Now, I'm just doing this right now. I'm finna slow this cooking down just a little bit. Let me turn this down. Let's get back down to a medium low. Put that over there. Now we're gonna bring these biscuits back. This is what you're gonna do with the biscuits. All you're gonna do is cut these in fourths. In fourths. So let me use the right terminology, quarter them, right? Once we got them quartered, pay attention back here. We just drop these like this. You got it? Real simple.
God, he reminded me of Foghorn Leghorn right there. Pay attention, boy.
Fourths, and I'm doing this for the sake of doing a video, right? Fourths, quarters, we drop those in like that. You see where we going. Now, for all of my seasoned people, I know you guys looking at it right now, you're like, AB, you know you ain't gotta cut them like that. I know I can stack them up like this. But y'all let me make these videos, you know what I mean? And I'll keep coming with these fire recipes. Now that we got
come on, you gotta get to the second and third ad break.
something like that, now we take them and we doing 3 at a time. All right, now I'm gonna come with my onions. Let me see, let me get all my stuff together. We get this going. You know, I like to always put my onions in first. All right, so we do this just to give this a little bit of a head start. Now, after about a minute, now we're gonna come with our bell peppers. I don't know about y'all, but I can't have enough. I like to at least put in, you know, a full one, a whole bell pepper. Now, while we cooking this down, let me just make sure see where we are with these veggies. Oh yeah, I'm loving all of this. Now we're gonna do a little enhancement, right? Give it a little bit, we just give it just a couple of pinches of salt. That's all you need, folks. I'm sure that's gonna do it for me. You know what I mean? So now we're gonna go ahead and just use this fresh cracked black pepper.
I loved his pepper grinder.
And then I know
And you can tell that son of a bitch has been used that son of a bitch has been used more than Courtney Love's cunt.
I started using this, you know, a little bit more on camera. Let me see if I can just grab it. This right here, when you guys see me using my white one, this is a rock sea salt. You know what I mean? So, gotta have some options, folks. You know? And when your tools is right in there, you know what I mean? While you talking, everybody talking about how good the kitchen smells, especially if you're one of my new folks, right? This is when you pop your collar. Keep your composure, and you know, if you feel like you get nervous, what we do, we reduce the heat, we go back to that low and slow, then we get our composure, then we raise it up and do what we gotta do. All right, come here, take a look. Let's get in here. Look at that. Look at that.
Looks
you
delicious.
see all that flavor in there?
Hungry.
Now, check this out. I don't wanna overcook this. You can, just trying to get the veggies down. If you want your veggies to be soft and sauteed, put your veggies in, you know, with that bacon fat before you add, you know, your ground pork, right? Now, don't forget, we went on a little bit of the spicy side. Get everything set up. Now, you see, we got this here. Yeah, don't worry. You ain't got to have it full because, you know, when you put them in the oven, they plump, right? So let's just start adding a little bit here and there. This is where it get fun, folks. Right? Some of y'all, especially if you really, like if you younger, you know what I mean? Everybody gonna be here. Or if you go into like your family house, cook it at their house. They already doing everything else. Just say, go to the grocery store while everybody sleep, grab some groceries, and make this. Super easy, well over the top. Got holiday vibes, the whole shebang. You see that?
I've done that a few times at friends and family's houses. I'm an extreme early riser by the nature of my profession, so I'm up, you know, somewhere between at 5:30 in the morning at the very, very latest. And yeah, nice little thing. I'll make breakfast for everyone. You know, being nice.
This is what you want to have. Boom. Let me get a picture
By the way, that's what happens if you have me over at your house. I cook you breakfast.
of that. All right. Now we just, after we cut it down, we just add it over the top. Got to do a better job with sprinkling it because we got so much. I mean, only so much. So it's up to you guys.
This would be good, yeah, on a cold winter morning.
If you want to do it, you saw what I did. If you want to take the time to do some more bacon, go ahead. But right now we got a lot of pork, a whole lot of flavor in here. Right now, if you want these to be crunchy, you can get them that way. I made mine the way I like my bacon. You know what I mean? I don't like it when it got all that crunch, right? But I do want to get all of the bits and everything in there. All right, now I told y'all earlier I like to always overdo it, right? So listen, I got 1 cup a shredded cheese. But I'm gonna go ahead. Let's do it.
Ah, fuck it. I'll
I
just
got
add
it. Let's just do it
all.
right. Let's just go ahead and sprinkle some of this over here on the top like this. We're gonna get everything, coated with this egg, and that's what's gonna help it set. Right? Our oven is already up to 350 degrees, so we good. All right. So I'm just giving it a re-whisk, get everything. I like to see the bubbles in there to make sure it's airy. Now, this is the easy part right here, folks. Not that it's not all easy. We just go ahead and pour this on top. Make sure you get egg everywhere. Don't be heavy-handed, and just like dump it all in one spot. But I will tell you, gravity will take over. Even if you put it all this way, it's gonna flow, right? And if you don't believe me, I can just do it this way and help it. Now we got that down there.
Just do the little wavy thing.
All right, so this is what I'm gonna do. I'm looking at my oven.
I probably would have added the rest of the cheese. That's my only difference at this
Right now,
point.
I always adjust my racks, right? So I'm gonna go like this. Just drop it down one. Right, I'm gonna leave that open, and I'm getting ready to put this inside. Right, and we're gonna leave this inside for about 30 minutes. Right, it's uncovered, put it in, close it up, set yourself a timer for 30 minutes. Then we check to see if the egg is set. If not, we adjust, and add more time from there.
What the hell is he making now? A roux? Oh, sausage gravy, I think. Okay, sausage gravy without the sausage. Although that probably tastes fucking bomb. That probably tastes fucking delicious.
All right, folks. Hey, listen, this right here, this is gonna be your new go-to. You're probably gonna make this, throughout the year. It's really, really simple to, to make, right? Especially since we started out by using like the
No, it's biscuits and gravy. If it was a quiche, you couldn't have the biscuits in there. And quiche is usually made in a pie tin. Or a pie crust, excuse me. I apologize. I'm a piece of shit. All right. I don't want to deal with the sandwich horror right now. All right, let's do something that will make sure I'm angry for the rest of the stream. Cooking with Jack, Cajun smoked turkey.
Get ready, let's go. It's Cooking with Jack, put on a tasty show.
God, I really hate AI-generated music these days.
This is the day I look forward to every year. I'm doing a 11-pound turkey, and I know that you guys like to go get 25-pound turkeys and big turkeys and all that stuff. Well, the smaller turkey has always been better. I'd rather you cook 2 small turkeys, 2 10 or 11-pounders. This is
my God, I actually am going to agree with Jack. I generally cook, if I'm hosting Thanksgiving, I will generally cook 2 12 to 14-pound birds, 1 on my smoker, 1 in the oven.
an 11-pounder. Cook 2 of these, you get twice as many parts for everybody. Everybody gets a thigh, everybody gets a leg, whatever meat you like. We got plenty of tails and necks in here and everything. So think about that this year, that you go with 2 smaller birds. From what I hear, I have not really done a test yet. I'd love to.
Now, unfortunately for me, one bird usually dominates the other.
Do a test maybe next year.
But it's something I can always send people home with leftovers, so.
But the smaller birds are more flavorful. It's like the smaller tomatoes.
I don't know if the smaller birds are more flavorful or not. That's a pure subjective opinion. I will say, though, the smaller birds are way less forgiving. Like, the smaller birds, you got to be watching that shit like a hawk. The advantage of a great big bird, like a 22-pounder, is it's way less forgiving before it becomes drier than fucking Demi Moore's cunt.
Are more flavorful from your garden. If you let it get too big, kind of gets, a little weak on the flavor. But if you get it just right, sweeter than ever. So let's open this turkey. But first, I want to bring you in close and show you some kitchen shears that were just sent to the show. I'm pretty excited about it. Okay, the reason we're talking kitchen shears on this episode is because we're going to be cutting the backbone off this turkey and we're going to spatchcock it. We're going to cook it flat. Okay, and I'll show you how to do that. But you're going to need a good pair of kitchen shears to cut the
that turkey's still frozen solid.
backbone out. Or you can use a knife, either way. Since I hurt my arm, I have been using kitchen shears.
You didn't hurt your arm. You lost the use of it because of a stroke and your refusal to do physical therapy.
Like to open everything. I love my kitchen shears, they're sharp. There's a brand new set that Tansung sent to the show, and I will have a link down below if you're interested. But
how the hell is this guy getting free samples still? Jesus Christ.
I was pretty
Is that where the bar is for cooking shows? Shit. Send me free crap. I at least know what the fuck I'm doing.
impressed because these come apart. Let me show you. These are a really nice set, and the handles come apart. I don't know if we have pictures. Oh yeah, we do. You can see the pictures here. They come apart, so you can wash them. You can go get them sharpened. You can sharpen them yourself on your own whetstone, and just built really well. So we're gonna try them on this turkey, see how well they cut. And it looks like right here on this handle. Let's see if this comes out.
All right, I have to take a quick restroom break, and I will be right back. Okay, show's back. One thing, I gotta turn on the AC unit. It's getting a little hot in here. Okay, let's get back to cooking with Jack, and I may just start speeding him up.
Right there. Okay, you can see right on the handle, there's even a bottle opener. That's crazy. Look how sleek those are. Okay, I just want to show you, I undid the latch here, and they're spring-loaded. So you don't have to open them, you just squeeze them, and they pop open. Squeeze them, they pop open.
Okay.
So I just get done washing them.
I'm sorry, but this turkey still looks fucking frozen solid.
So I'm gonna use them. Some of you don't like to use it to open a bag and then cut your food. I use it for both. I clean my shears every time I use them. So if I cut this bag open, I'm gonna go wash them, I'm gonna bring it back, and I'm gonna cut the backbone out. So my shears get cleaned constantly. And just wanna show what we're doing here. We got a cookie sheet. We're not gonna use this today.
I'll put
just
that
for
on
support
the
right now.
advisement thing.
I've got the mesh, this mesh right under here. This is gonna hold the turkey so I can lift the turkey up, and I'm gonna smoke through it. So I'm gonna put this on the smoker with the turkey on top. All right? We're gonna inject.
Supposedly, there is an impossible recipe on the Cooking with Jack show that people have tried to recreate and try to make good, and it's impossible. It's like Aunt Myrtle's fucking pudding or whatever. Anything that combines Jell-O and American cheese, that's gonna be gross no matter what you do.
Our Cajun butter right into the turkey. Comes with it.
I mean, you could literally eat that off of a naked Megan Fox's belly, or a naked Jenna Ortega's belly, and it would still be gross.
Injector needle, this brand. I've used it before.
I take that back. You could eat that off of a naked Jenna Ortega's belly, and Jenna Ortega says after you finish that, you can do anything you like to me. I'm up for fucking anything. You're still not finishing it.
Before deep frying, I injected my turkey. That was really good. And then we're gonna coat it heavily. I mean, we're gonna do a lot of coating with Slap Your Mama and its Cajun seasoning. So we're gonna do a Cajun turkey spatchcock style, okay? So let's see.
Actually, I will up it to the ultimate level. You could literally eat that dish off of naked Jenna Ortega's belly with naked Sydney Sweeney eating her out. They both say if you finish it, you can do whatever you want with us. For a week, we won't wear clothes through the entire thing. You're still not choking that down.
You know how easy this is to cut open. What? I don't need to cut the. I don't even need to. Hold on a minute. Yeah. See, look, I don't have to close the scissors. It's just cutting right through. It's just cutting right through.
Gee, it's almost like I can rip that shit apart with my bare hands.
Wow. Okay, so you want to have the back side up where the backbone is.
Okay, Jack, are you gonna dab this with a paper towel? That bird looks pretty fucking wet.
Okay, so the breast meat will be down where you want the tail side up. Okay? And you're going to cut, there's a backbone right here. You just go straight up like your spine. Okay? You're going to cut alongside this here and here straight up. Both sides.
Who, Jenna Ortega or Sydney Sweeney? Sydney Sweeney because of that fucking jeans ad. Because she's not following leftist dogma.
So let me show you. Hold on a minute.
Tammy, I need your help. Oh, you're doing it. Come on, Jack. You can do it. I believe in ya. I believe, Jack.
Come on. There you go. That's your whole backbone. You got it from the tail to the neck, base of the neck bone. Okay, we're gonna have Jack Jr. break the breastbone. You have to crack it. Yeah.
It slides.
I know it slides. There you go. I want to thank Jack Jr. for cracking this for me. Normally,
How's that other son you never see because, you know, he smokes pot?
you can crack it yourself. You got two great strong hands. If not, just find somebody or lay a towel over it because it's a little slippery. It's all defrosted. All right? So this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to turn it over. It's going to be a little tough. There we go. Got to go wash my hand real quick.
What did you do? Okay, a spatchcock chicken is... Maybe it's because it's a turkey and they're different animals. But the thigh and leg should not be hanging off of the rest of the bird like an old lady's saggy titties. What the hell is this thing? What did you do?
Every step you got to wash. Get your Slap Your Mama seasoning and season heavily everywhere. All right, I'm gonna turn it back. You could put Creole seasoning if you have another brand of Cajun seasoning you like. Go with that. Make sure to get the edges. You can't waste seasoning. You just can't waste it.
Here's a thought. Why don't you ask Jesus to heal your fucking hand?
All right, fill your syringe. Go into the meaty areas and press in. And then inject. Just a little bit. Go in the meaty areas, inject. Meaty area, inject. And go get more. About half this bottle is what I use each Thanksgiving. So there you go. You can, if there's spots that got washed off because you were injecting, like seasoning got rolled off, just re-season it.
Believe it or not, usually I'm not on cooking detail for Thanksgiving. Usually we go to my brother's, and the ladies cook. I'll jump in when asked, but typically no. I'm kind of on holiday for that one. I have cooked the entire Thanksgiving meal myself, but normally Thanksgiving I like to get anyone and everyone that's at the house involved in cooking, from 1 year old to fucking 103. But if it's at my brother, typically I'm just sitting on the couch watching football. Being as misogynistic as possible as ladies slave away in the kitchen.
And again, but about half the bottle is what I use each Thanksgiving. Save the other half for who knows what. There you go. There's the
You know, like I said, I always like to get people involved or have them bring sides. I usually do. Actually, I take that back. I usually do bring shit. Usually all the appetizers. And normally it's shit for the football game. It's just like finger food for the football game.
in its entirety. I got the thermometer in it. And we're going to take it about 165, 170 and see how beautiful it's going to come. All right?
The liquid he was injecting was that injection thing you see at that liquid butter injection you see at every grocery store. It's basically that. You know what? Fuck it. He's 7-Eleven. I'll jump back. Just a cunt hair. Oh, where does he go over it? God damn it, I hate this. It's this.
Right into the turkey.
You'll see this in every fucking Walmart, especially this time of year. You'll see every fucking Walmart, every fucking grocery store, every Target will have this goddamn thing. That's what he injected into it. I don't know if he added anything to it. Oh no, he didn't. It's just Creole style butter. But I don't know any butter that can remain liquid at room fucking temperature. I don't know what you injected into it, but it ain't fucking butter, brother.
Turkey comes with an injector needle, this brand. I've used it before. Before deep frying, I injected my turkey. That was really good. And then we're gonna coat it heavily. I mean, we're gonna do a lot of coating.
And actually, I usually at least bring a pie. So yeah, I usually bring at least a pie. Usually a pumpkin one, mixed with booze.
With Slap Your Mama, and it's Cajun seasoning. So we're gonna do a Cajun turkey spatchcock style, okay? So let's see.
Yeah, pretty much. It's next week. And God, the Vikings are dead, so my hope for sports entertainment and goddamn fucking the latter half of the year is almost dead. Anyway, let's get back to about here.
Color is absolutely perfect. It's a golden brown. And the thigh meat's 180. The breast meat is 165, exactly where everything needs to be. The most important thing about cooking meat, the number
I'm sorry, but given that drumstick, that might be a little overdone, my friend.
one rule is to rest your meat after cooking so that all the steam can go back into juice. This thing is so juicy. When I pulled the thermometer out, it shot me. It got all over my shirt. You'll see in the pan right here, there's juice running everywhere. This thing is so juicy. I can't wait to cut into it. I'm gonna get this off this board.
But I don't know what I'm doing for Thanksgiving this year. I don't know if I'm going to my brother's or if I'm gonna host a smaller thing here. Because last year I didn't, and I just hosted a really small gathering of family and friends. And honestly, all we did was I made turkey sandwich, and I really like this. I made turkey subs. I made French fries. And we basically just sat, ate, and watched football. And I made a few other snacks, cocktail weenies, what I call drunk dogs, a few other things. I think I made a party mix and popcorn. And just, yeah, I really like that. That's kind of at this stage of my life, that's my ideal Thanksgiving. I don't want to have this big formal fucking dinner and eat this fucking formula. I'd rather just do turkey sandwiches and watch the game. Watch the game and drink and just kind of have it more of a party thing. More focused on the football. But that's me.
I know.
I thought about doing that with the stuffing and the cranberry sauce. I decided not to in the end. But it was a con hair away, and I almost might do that this year if that's the way I decide to go.
Oh, it's just falling apart. Look at that. This will be.
Yeah, because I don't know, at some point during the spatchcocking of this bird, you mutilated the fucking thing.
Just came off right there. Can you see that?
Can you get a heat-proof glove?
I'm trying to transfer all this meat to the cutting board, and it's falling apart. It's already cutting itself. That's scary. There we go. Look at that. You can just break off the wing right there. That's beautiful. Let's rotate this so you can see the breast meat when I cut it. 'Cause I know it's going to take off. So, let's put that over right down the middle here.
And I will say, August the Duck took pity on Jack. I won't.
Right here. Got a silver so you can see. Look at the juice.
What the hell is that yellow thing? Oh, God, is that what that injection shit does? What the hell is that yellow thing?
Butter in here. You can see it right when you.
And that turkey does not look done, my friend! Oh, God, did he put this in a... Did he put this in a smoker? Okay, he did. I don't know. Something about this seems off. I've seen a million fucking smoke rings and know what they are. This one seems weird. It almost seems like that fucking liquid artificial butter congealed. Like, I could buy this as the smoke part, but under here looks fucking raw. Here looks raw. Again, here looks cooked. And I've smoked my fair share of turkeys.
Look at that. Can you see that? Slide this over a little bit. You can see the butter pooled here. There's butter in here, the Creole butter. Look how wet this is. And this was the breast meat at 170 degrees. It's still steaming hot. Let's pull this off. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? That is gorgeous. You got a pool of butter right there. I'm gonna leave it. Just let it rest. We'll try to skin it. Oh. This is cutting perfectly. In sections, it's falling apart. I don't have to cut it. But I am gonna try it just a little bit. Let me try this wing real quick. This wing looks cool. Okay, so I took a piece of skin. My mouth's on fire. Slap Your Mama regular is hot for me. So I have the hot up there. I haven't even used yet. The spicy one's got to be even worse than this. Let's give it a try.
No, because unfortunately, I need to start doing the Christmas Spectacular earlier and earlier in the year so I can actually do like a Thanksgiving special or something. Right now, I am wrapping up production of the Christmas Spectacular this year, but that's where all my focus is going. And I want to get it done by the end of this week because I'd like to enjoy Thanksgiving.
Let's try a piece of breast meat. Here we go. Yeah. Oh, this Cajun seasoning is so good. Want to lick?
All right. No, I don't want to lick your hand. I'd actually rather have, again, Jenna Ortega just kick me in the balls. It's fine. As long as she wears like a leather dress while she's doing it so I get the femdom-y thing, it's fine. Alright, now we'll deal with the sandwich slut.
Want me to make you a sandwich?
And, by the way, I'm completely justified in saying that because the bitch advertises her OnlyFans everywhere, and her OnlyFans is specifically 18 plus. She's a goddamn whore.
Here you go.
Alright, that sandwich was probably pretty good.
Are you hungry?
Still doesn't negate the fact that if I gave this chick enough money, she'd probably suck my dick on camera.
Want me to make you some breakfast?
What the hell are we making now? Biscuits and gravy with bacon. Why does your bacon... Why does your biscuits... Alright, roux, milk. That fucking cheese is gonna mean less than nothing.
Perfect. Here you go.
Great.
Snack? Perfect. Here you go. Hungry? Want me to make you a snack?
I think that's like her Coney Island dog thing. All right, now we're going to switch gears a little bit to Michael Francese's. I'm not going to probably do the entire video. Michael Francis, again, he got famous for kind of exposing the real world mafia to what we think is the mafia. You know, debunking shows like Casino, Goodfellas, and most famously The Sopranos, and even video games. Like, one of the things he burst out laughing at was, you know, in a video game, if you're going to knock over a bank, you do it like that day. And Michael's like, no, that's not how that works.
I was going to be doing this, but week by week or whenever we do this, I'm sharing all my family secrets. I challenge Gordon Ramsay to make a pasta as good as this. I guarantee he can't. How's that? Man, you can do some damage with this, let me tell you. I like things hot. I like my wife hot. I like my food hot. People, delicious, I gotta tell you. You see how easy that was? No effort, easy recipe. The pasta's delicious. Those tomatoes in the oil, it brings out the real taste in the tomatoes. This is a 20-minute to 25-minute deal. That's it. Hey everyone, Michael Franzese here, and I'm back in the kitchen, someplace 25 years ago I never thought I'd be, at least not on camera. But I gotta tell you, you love the meatballs so much that they're requesting now that I just come back and cook something else. But a lot of you said, Michael, what happened to the pasta? Spaghetti and meatballs, whatever. There was no spaghetti, there was no sauce, so what happened to it? So here I am back again. Now I wanna give you a little bit of a history here. When I first met my wife, this was almost 42 years ago, my wife is Mexican, and she had never really eaten Italian food. She lived out in Anaheim, California. You know, her family, all Mexican. They never even, Mexican-American, by the way, but they never ate Italian food. So we met in Florida, and I bring her to an Italian restaurant. I'll never forget the name, Villa d'Este, great restaurant. She didn't even know what to order. But I said, look, order some pasta. I ordered some pasta for her, and she just absolutely loved it. Well, today, her favorite food is Italian. She loves it. She likes Mexican, but she loves Italian. And you know, here's a funny part of the story. When I met my wife, she was the first Mexican I ever met. We didn't have Mexicans back in New York. We didn't even have Mexican restaurants. I never even ate a burrito before I met my wife. Now I love Mexican food.
How the fuck do you go? Whenever the fuck you met your wife, how do you go that long without a taco or a burrito? I get it, you were on the East Coast. But they had taco places there.
Food, and we're going to get into that a little bit later too. But she's become a terrific cook. And
Me, god damn. I mean, I could not imagine going into my 20s without having a burrito. Holy shit.
And she makes pasta like second to none. I have to admit that. Yes, I'm good with the meatballs and a few other things. On Christmas Eve, which something we're going to be doing, we have the Night of the Seven Fishes, which we may be doing a little bit later on. That's kind of an Italian tradition, Italian heritage on Christmas Eve. But she's great now. She's a great cook. She really is. So when I come home and I want to eat something, you know, and we don't eat fast food that much, honestly. Maybe, you know, once in a while, but we don't eat that much. In-N-Out Burger. I mean, everybody loves In-N-Out Burger. Wherever I try.
Well, I don't know if In-N-Out is classified as fast food because they actually cook their goddamn beef. And everything in there is fresh. I'd call that fast casual. Fast food is like McDonald's. To which, oh my God, the last time I had it when I did that stream where I said, can I eat 10 burgers? Oh my God, did I pay for it? Because I think that was the first time I had had McDonald's in over a year or more. Ever since DoorDash went caca cuckoo, I can't deal with it.
Travel anywhere in the world, and I mentioned California, they talk about In-N-Out. You know, other than that, when I want her to whip up something fast, it's this pasta that I'm going to show you today. It's delicious. You can do it in 20 minutes, and it's a great recipe. Now, let me take you back a little bit. When I grew up, my grandmother, who made these terrific meatballs that I shared with you a couple of weeks ago, we used to make, it wasn't sauce, it was gravy. And it was heavy, and it was a meat gravy. Like everything was in there. Braciole, which is an Italian beef wrapped up, delicious. Pork and beef, and then of course the meatballs if she made them. But it was a thick, heavy sauce, and that's why they called it gravy. Well, as I got a little bit older and my wife started to experiment cooking, I started to like little lighter sauces. Something was light. So what I'm going to cook up for you today is very light. It could be done in 20 minutes, absolutely delicious. It's a pomodoro sauce. I'm sure you heard of it. You went to Italian restaurants. It's
Okay, sorry, Mike, but I got to move you along here, bud. Okay.
olive oil with everything. I mean, that's how I am. I eat bread, I dip it in olive oil. I love olive oil on everything. It's delicious, it's great. I'm Italian. And this is real olive oil, not that stuff. You know, you got to check the labels with olive oil. A lot of them, they say that they're from Italy, but they're really not. You know, you might have one little ingredient, one olive comes from Italy, the rest comes from everywhere else. But you got to put a lot because this is the base of the sauce now. Remember, this is a pomodoro sauce with fresh tomatoes. And let me tell you the great thing about this. I like things simple. I don't like chicken in my pasta. I don't like all these other things in pasta. I like it very simple. But in this dish, you can be creative. You can add anything that you want. You can add fresh prosciutto if you want a little
Mike,
meat
are you
in the
planning to
sauce. There's
deep
other
fry the
things you can
fucking
put in there.
thing?
Like I said, me, I like things very simple. So we're going to use the whole bottle here. Okay. Put this on the grill. Now, my friends, I will tell you this. For me, it's just like with the meatballs, if you remember, you never really can overdo the garlic. People say, oh, come on, Mike, no, you can't overdo it. It's not going to hurt the taste at all. It's only going to enhance it. I like to use fresh garlic. I know in the meatballs, if you recall, I used the jarred garlic, and that's pretty good. But with this, it's got to be fresh. You'll know why when you taste it.
Hey, Jake, why don't you bitch at him about using garlic?
I wish I can bring you all here and have you taste it with me.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I'm keeping an open mind because everybody has a different way of doing things, and it's not necessarily wrong. But it's like he's gonna deep fry the fucking thing.
Chop up the garlic. Doesn't have to be too fine, but fine enough. I wonder how many of you out there really enjoy cooking. Do you like to cook? You know,
Yes, I do.
if you remember,
Now, granted, I do way more Americanized versions of things than authentic, because I'm an American, so every other culture can kiss my ass. I'm gonna do it my way.
I think it was in The
Like Frank Sinatra said, I did it my way.
Godfather was one of those movies where they always said the best cooks in the world.
Yeah, I don't know. No, olive oil is horrible for deep frying because, yeah, it has a very low smoke point. So the fact that he's doing this much just is raising alarm bells in my head. But again, I'm waiting to see the final product. I could be dead fucking wrong.
Were men. The best chefs were men, right? And how many celebrity chefs do we have? And they're mostly all men. And they are good, but you know what? I don't want to take anything away from the women. You know, the best cooks in the world were men. You know, if you remember, I think it was in The Godfather, it was one of those movies where they always said the best cooks in the world were men.
Well, Donnie Brasco had the cooking scene with Al Pacino and his punch of pepper, whatever the fuck that is. And Godfather had Clemenza making sauce where he added about 2 pounds of sugar to the sauce. And he's like, little sugar.
The best chefs were men, right? And how many celebrity chefs do we have? And they're mostly all men. And they are good, but you know what? I don't want to take anything away from the women. You know, the meatball recipe was my grandmother. My mother was a terrific cook. My wife is a terrific cook, so you really don't want to take too much away from them. But I guess it's the men that are out there now. They're doing all the celebrity stuff. And
Well, generally the top chefs were men. Maybe it's because men get obsessed more easily than women. I don't know, but, you know, hey, I normally get called a sexist piece of shit, but there are some fucking goddamn banging female chefs. I have often said that Food Network has rigged the Tournament of Champions because in 6 years, it's been 6 straight women. However, the women that have won are fucking great chefs. So, anyway.
you know, they're doing a good job. My father, Sonny Francis, he would always brag that he was the best cook. I never really had him, you know, taste much of what he made. He'd rather my mother cook, but he always said that he was the best cook in the house. My grandfather loved to cook. I gotta be honest, my grandfather made the best salads. He was terrific. He loved salads. He was very creative. He was the best. So chop up the garlic. Today we're only gonna use a pound of pasta, but you can make this as much as you want.
Only a pound! Only a pound! Okay, look, I am from a mostly Norwegian, German, French descent. I don't think I have a drop of Italian in me. How much pasta is normally served at an Italian, like, an Italian family event where the clan comes together? How much is it?
You can make 1 pound, 2 pounds, 3 pounds, and of course you just add a little more accordingly. A lot of people are asking me when I'm...
Have I ever worked in a restaurant? No, I have not. But, again, my favorite programs for a long time were Kitchen Nightmares and Bar Rescue and several other, and Restaurant Impossible. So I have picked up some tricks. I could probably run a restaurant better than most folks that never have. That said, I've never cooked in the kitchen, and that's the one place where I would have to actually learn. Because restaurant chefs cook way differently than, you know, me in the home. Because, you know, I want to cook a steak, I crack a beer, I get the whiskey out, I do this, and yeah.
Made the meatballs. Michael, you didn't tell us how much. You know what? I do a lot by feel and by touch and by taste. I don't really use a measuring cup, you know, and I think when you do know how to cook, you kind of get a good feel for it. I never see my wife use really a measuring cup. It's by feel. And so, you know, depending upon...
My paternal Grandma Nordal, was notorious for that, and it would drive me fucking nuts. Because I'd ask, Grandma, can I get the recipe? Oh, you take a handful of this, a thing of this, a sock full of this, 2 cat's tails worth of this. I'm like, Grandma, I need fucking measurements!
on how many people you want to feed.
But that's the way she always cooked. Grandma was a cook by feel. Actually, both of them were.
That's how you kind of feel it out. If you want, though, you know, I can give you, for those of you that are asking, I did tell the people that asked about the meatballs about how much to use of each ingredient. So if that's helpful, that's okay. A few more here on the garlic. We'll be set to go. Like I said, to me, very hard.
Yeah, especially, well, actually, both of them would. They just wing it, throw it on the table, everyone would eat.
Hard to overdo the garlic. If you're worried about your breath afterwards, don't worry about it. You got to enjoy your food. That's important.
I just have some mints. The only thing with my grandma's, and I have to go take a restroom break, and I'll come back and finish this story. Okay, we're back. We're kind of coming to the end of this.
I have to tell you this, with all these celebrity chefs, I challenge Gordon Ramsay to make a pasta as good as this. I don't care how good, and he is good. Get a good feel. So if that's helpful, that's okay. A few more here on the garlic, we'll be set to go. Like I said, to me, very hard to overdo the garlic. If you're worried about your breath afterwards, don't worry about it. You gotta enjoy your food, that's important. I have to tell you this, with all these celebrity chefs, I challenge Gordon Ramsay to make a
the only reason I'm partial to cans is I prefer tall boys over 12 ounces. But no, I prefer bottles over cans. But again, I prefer tall boys over 12 ounces. And thanks to Bottlegate, they don't sell the wonderful 16-ounce plastic bottles anymore. God, I miss those.
Pasta as good as this. I don't care how good, and he is good, don't get me wrong. He's good, obviously. He's got a huge following, and I've seen some of his recipes, good. I like the way he presents himself, but I challenge him to make a better pasta than this. I guarantee he can't. How's that? And anybody else out there, same challenge. But Gordon, you seem to be just about number one, or right up.
I'm not going to commit because I don't know if I want to watch the rest of his fucking video. But a challenge has been laid.
On the top, you're not going to make a sauce better than this, guaranteed.
I probably wouldn't go with that much coarse parsley. I definitely would not go with that much fucking olive oil.
Okay, well, it's ready. Turn on this pot here.
Well, that isn't a pot. That's a saucepan, but whatever.
All right. So now, very simple. We
I think me and him have the same oven, too.
saute the garlic
Or
for a few
stove,
minutes
or whatever.
until we brown. It gets brown, and then we know we're good. Okay. Just curious, how many of you really enjoy cooking? You guys out there, do you cook or do you leave it all up to the women? Honestly, when I
well, you're on my cooking show, so I love it a lot. I truly do.
First got married, I would cook a little bit more than I cook now, but my wife does such a good job that I had her take over. So we do this till it's nice and brown.
What was Bottlegate? Okay, Bottlegate was in 20 something or other. There was a Cleveland Browns. I forgot the other team. Anyway, here's what happens. Towards the end of the game, Cleveland Browns. Oh, God. I can't. Well, here's the thing. The refs reviewed a play after another play had been completed. A clear violation of the rules. And then the Cleveland Browns fans went nuts and started chucking these 16-ounce twist-off cap bottles that used to be available in every liquor store and at every game. And they started chucking them at officials and players and refs. And some people got hurt. And basically after that, it's the only thing I can think of. And then, boom, all of a sudden, the plastic bottles are gone. And I wish they would bring them back.
Few minutes. Okay, at the same time now, we're gonna boil the pasta. Just making 1 pound today. No, I'm
Again, I have to wonder how much pasta is served when an Italian family gets together.
sure that you know.
Like Sunday dinner. I know that's a thing, at least in Sopranos. How much pasta is actually served if it's just 1 pound?
You boil pasta. If you don't put either salt or a little oil in there, olive oil, the pasta will stick together.
The olive oil is useless. Put the salt in, though, because that's your only chance to season the pasta. But you don't need it. That's from an old Italian chef that I learned that from. You just need to stir it a little bit. It'll be fine. You don't need fucking goddamn olive oil.
But, you know, I'm not one that uses a lot of salt. I'm not big on salt. And I don't know, maybe I have a taste for it, an extra taste for it, but I'm not big on salt, but I'll use a little bit. It's appropriate at times. Now, some of you are going to say, come on, Michael, salt is the best seasoning. Okay, no argument with that. My wife agrees with you. So we're going to do that. Here's the key. Fresh tomatoes. We got some basil, fresh basil, and Parmesan cheese. Remember what I said with the meatballs? You can't put enough cheese in it. I don't use salt. I use cheese because the cheese has a little bit of salt in it.
Well,
and so I don't put any extra.
Actually, Mike, you're using Parmesan cheese, which doesn't have a little salt in it. It has a shit ton of salt in it. That's where you're getting your salt from.
Extra salt in my meatballs. You know, it's funny that the pastor of my church, he called me one day. He said, hey, we saw your video. We're going to make meatballs tonight. And he had me recite the whole recipe to him over the phone. He made it. He showed me his wife made it. He showed me the meatballs afterwards. He said it was the best meatballs he's ever tasted. I'm not going to lie to my pastor, right? I'm going to tell him it's the best. All right. All right, so we'll let that boil. Let me taste if these are sweet. Pretty good. All right, so what do I like to pair my pasta with? Always a red wine. I don't really eat white with pasta. And so here I have our flagship.
I agree. Generally, well, one, I don't really drink wine with dinner. If I have a beverage and it's alcoholic in nature, normally I'll just have a beer. But if I was gun to my head, forced to choose a wine with my pasta, it would be red. Fish and chicken would probably be white. Beef would be red. Lamb, red. Pork, what are we doing?
Wine. aside from all our fruit wines that everybody went crazy, I got to tell you, after the meatballs, people were calling me because they all went on and they ordered the wine, and people are just loving it. They really are loving it. I have to say, I'm really pleased, because when we started to produce these fruit wines, I didn't know. You know, first was a pomegranate. I'm not really big into pomegranate, but people really loved it. I said, okay. And then they brought in the blackberry wine, and I said, wow, this is for me. Love it. Brought in the cherry, good, like it. And then the strawberry, which has become, between a blackberry and a strawberry, my
cherry wine.
two favorites, honestly. But people are loving all of it. I think the pomegranate so far has been the best seller, as far as I know. But I got to tell you, I'm really, really pleased with the way people have enjoyed.
All right, look, I'm going to move on because we're kind of getting a little over time here, and I do want to do this.
Mac and cheese and the insane burgers coming out of this New Jersey spot. They make their house-made creamy mac and cheese nonstop all day long. They jam-pack it into a bowl, layer it with a giant chopped hot chicken tender, and a healthy amount of their spicy Diablo sauce.
Okay, that isn't a chicken tender. That's a goddamn chicken breast that's just been cut in half.
I can devour this one every single day. And I always order this burger too. They smash down 3 fresh balls of beef, hit it with salt and pepper, give them each a crispy flip, top them with melted American cheese, stack them, top it all with creamy mac and cheese and beef bacon, slide it all onto a toasted bun with their barbecue sauce. This is their Smash Mac. Find these at Buns and Shakes in New Brunswick, New Jersey.
Well, I haven't done pizza yet, so we're going to do this, and I think this is where we're probably going to end it.
You love making pizza at home, but you're still using store-bought dough. I understand. I did the same thing for years. When you first start making dough from scratch, it seems complicated and overwhelming. But today, I hope to change that for you. In this video, I'm going to share a super simple dough recipe I developed especially for beginners. No special equipment or fancy ingredients, and just a simple fermentation. And with that, let's get started.
All right.
This recipe makes enough for 2 14-inch pizzas. You're going to need 4 cups of bread flour. If you don't have bread flour, all-purpose is fine. 1 1/3 cups of warm water, 2 teaspoons of salt, 1 teaspoon of instant yeast, not active, this is important, and 2 teaspoons of olive oil. That's it, just 5 ingredients. Now let's mix it up. Start by adding your warm water to a large mixing bowl, then sprinkle in the yeast and give it a quick stir. No need to let it sit, instant yeast is ready to go right away. Next, add the flour, followed by the salt. Make sure the salt goes on top of the flour, not directly into the yeast, since direct contact can slow down fermentation. Now add the olive oil and start mixing everything together. You can use a spoon or a fork, but honestly, I like to go in with just my hands. It's easier, it makes you feel more like a real pizziolo. Mix until the flour is fully incorporated and you get a shaggy, sticky dough. At this point, don't worry about kneading, it's not supposed to look smooth yet. Cover the bowl and let it rest for 10 minutes. This little break lets the flour absorb the water, making kneading way easier. After 10 minutes, pull your dough out and throw it onto the countertop. Now it's time to knead. The goal here isn't to overwork the dough, just bring it together into a smooth ball. Press down with the heel of your hand, fold the dough over, give it a quarter turn, and repeat. Do this for about 5 to 7 minutes until the dough becomes smooth and elastic. Once your dough is smooth, place it into a lightly oiled bowl, cover it with plastic wrap, a lid, or a damp towel, and let it rise at room temperature for about 90 minutes to 2 hours, until it doubles in size. After the rise, your dough should be soft and airy. Gently punch it down to release some of the gas, then divide it into 2 equal portions. Shape each dough ball by tucking the edges underneath, giving it a little tension on top. Now you let it rest for 1 hour or until you're making pizza. If it's going to be more than an hour, you should go ahead and let it rest in the fridge until you are ready to make pizza. Just take it out about 30 minutes ahead of time to let it warm back up. All right, now for the fun part, stretching the dough. Lightly flour your surface and use your fingers to press the dough outward from the center. Table stretch for a little bit and then let gravity do the work, gently stretching it to about 14 inches wide. From here, top it however you like, and then you're gonna bake in a 500-degree oven that's been preheated with a baking stone or steel in it for about 7 to 10 minutes.
Well, maybe I'll have to try that at some point. All right, one last one. This is from Lydia Bastianich. She is the mother of the bald fucker on Next Top whatever the fuck, Joe Bastianich. Who again can't cook worth a shit, but feels entitled to whatever.
Fette di carne. Who doesn't love spaghetti and meatballs? Here is one rendition of it.
My only complaint with Lydia Bastianich is she is way too held to tradition. Yeah, I get it. Classics are classics. But every classic can have a new twist on it, sweetheart.
And it's a simple, straightforward, and delicious. First, we start with the sauce. You get yourself a nice braising pan, nice and thick, so that this way, you can let the sauce simmer. Onions, lots of onions. Yeah. Okay. Some bay leaves. A little bit of salt. And we'll let that braise away. Here we have peeled tomatoes. I like my San Marzano peeled tomatoes. Then you can mash them with your hands, crush them, or you can pass them through a food mill, and that makes for a better sauce. Let's add the tomatoes. I think I would like to put some peperoncino in there. Make it zesty, some salt, and we let it simmer away and make the meatballs. So in making meatballs, I think combinations of meat is the best, whether you do.
Except, again, you're using fresh bay leaves, which are way different than dried. Number one, the whole toxicity thing. Two, you're in an area of the world where you can actually get fresh San Marzanos. And three, just crunching shit up doesn't mean dick.
Beef and pork, you can do beef and veal. To bind all of that, just whisk an egg. That all in here. Some breadcrumbs.
Did she give the measurements?
Whisk an egg. Meat is the best. Whether you do beef and pork, you can do beef and veal. To bind all of that, just whisk an egg.
So one egg. So one egg is just as bindy whether it's 2 pounds of meat or 20 pounds of meat. Would you kindly give directions, my dear lady?
That all in here. Some breadcrumbs. Chopped garlic.
Some chopped garlic.
Lots of parsley.
Okay,
Grated
parsley.
cheese.
Grated
So
parm.
I can. And a good husband too.
Again, this is
Distributed. grated cheese.
Grated cheese. What kind of cheese? Is it whole milk mozzarella, fresh whole milk mozzarella, skim milk mozzarella, cheddar, Colby, Colby Jack, Monterey Jack, Pepper Jack, Swiss? You just said cheese. This looks like you're adding fucking goddamn Kraft Parmesan cheese from the fucking green can.
So I can begin to mix with the fork, but there's nothing like the hands, and I did wash my hands. I think it's of getting in there and really combining everything. And you want really everything to be evenly distributed. So let me put a little bit of salt, a little bit more. I think that's enough. Okay, I think that's a good mix. And let's form the meatballs. You take one.
Honestly, I don't know why she needed to add salt. Parmesan is already fucking salty as hell. Well, anyway, that pretty much wraps up this one. Good night, everybody.